Hello, 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 hello. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. Just need to make sure my phone. No, it's fine. Alrighty. Boom, transition. So that was John Carpenter again from Halloween theme music 1978. Alrighty, lads. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Welcome back for another great day, another great timings. Right? We are going to do something very interesting, right? We are going to work towards Windows Fundamentals Part 3, continuing our journey towards Penetration Tester 1 certificate. But not only that, we also will be completing today with Windows Fundamental Part 3 our pre-security path. A complete path done, right? If you were with me, or even if not, right, you guys can go and see. The whole pre-security will be done today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and we are going to continue with more security related paths as we go forward in our journey. So with that being said, right, let's get into our try hack me. Alrighty, you guys can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me, right? Say yes or something, that will be helpful. If you guys can see me, you guys can hear me, just anything, or if you see an ad, anything like that. Awesome. Thank you, Panda. Thank you so much. Let me increase this. So the link for this, let me drop the link for you guys. Let me go like this. As you know, I started with a new monitor, so kind of still getting adjusted to using a second monitor with my chat and stuff. One sec. Thank you so much. I forgot about that. And apologies. I'm still learning how to use two, like not learning, but getting adjusted to how to use two screens, right, and have that mind, right, to look left and right. So it's easy for me to monitor the chat mostly. But as I was saying, right, we are back towards our Windows Fundamentals Part 3. I started the attack box, so you guys can see it here. Let me open it in a new branch or new tab. And let's start with the introduction. So task 1, introduction, we have already joined the room. We will continue our journey exploring the Windows operating system. To summarize the previous two rooms, in Windows Fundamentals Part 1, we covered the desktop, the file system, user account control, right, and the control panel settings and the task manager. In Windows Fundamentals Part 2, we covered various utilities such as system configuration, computer management, resource monitor, etc. This module will attempt to provide an overview of security features within the Windows operating system. Press Start Machine button below to launch the attached Windows virtual machine. So let's do that. So in the first one, it was pretty easy. Let me open this also in a new tab. First one was easy. We talked about file system, which a lot of people do know. User access control, which was nice to learn because there are different groups, things going on, right? Control panel, settings, all those things are good to know. Task manager, we were familiar with. But in the second one, we saw a bunch of configuration which are important to know about the system, especially when you're inside a system or you want to protect it. Given we have talked about like all these information, right? In this one, I believe is more about the security. If you go up, part 3 is built-in is learn about built-in Microsoft tools to help you keep your device secure, such as Windows updates, Windows security, BitLocker, and more. BitLocker I use, so I love it. Not on this, but other places as well. So this module will attempt to provide an overview of security features within Windows operating system. First, we will get the machine IP administrator. Let me in 123. Accept the certificate when prompted, right? And virtual machine will open up. I honestly will be going over just this one. Sorry, not this guy. I'll put this here. I'll be going over this Windows. I won't be starting my own one because it's just easy to use it through this. Less switching between tabs and like a Windows or different applications. So it's much easier, at least in my opinion. Okay. Let's start things off with Windows updates. Very easy. The reason Windows updates are so important, right? Let's read through it. But if I give you an example, right? If you know about WannaCry, I don't know total damage. Rabbit, what's up, bro? What's up? Do you remember WannaCry? So total damage done around 300,000 computers across 150 countries, right? Hundreds of millions to even billions of dollars, right? So that's crazy. Around like some people are saying so much information is about this, right? But billions, hundreds of millions to billions of dollars, which is crazy. And all this could have been saved if you properly do Windows updates. Microsoft specially released this updates to help protect companies from like, or even any organization using Windows, whether it's XP, 7, 8, and all those other ones, right? Vista, so that they don't get. And this virus was created by NSA, hacked by North Korea and used and hacked by North Korea. So Windows Update is a service provided by Microsoft to provide security updates, feature enhancement, and patches to the operating systems and other Microsoft products such as Microsoft Defender. Rabbit, actually, let me ask you this. Do you know about Patch Tuesdays? There is something called patch. It's surprising how many companies still use outdated software knowing it's vulnerable. You know, interesting thing about that. One of the most interesting thing about these type of stuff is that, you know, company will keep on using it. They know, but it will never be a priority till they get hacked. Because if you see ever, once the company is hacked, they will, the budget, there's so many memes about it, right? On security budget. So many, because then people are losing money. Security budget before data breach and after data breach. It's like flowing. And that's how it works. People don't like to know the feature. They like to be feared. And that's why I think George Bush also won its elections, the second elections, because of the 9/11 attack. Yeah. Every company should be hacked. Otherwise, we will be out of job or less paid. That's the reason there is bug bounty program, right? There's bug bounty program. Like, that's how it is. Like, there is a saying, right? Ulti ghee, if you are not able to take the butter out from straight finger, you have to turn the finger around, right? So that's the whole idea. That's the whole industry. Why bug bounty hunting is a thing, because they're like, hey, we don't want to pay so many researchers all the time, all those things. So bug bounty game. It's a very interesting, and very less companies will, in my opinion, will ever go through that process, which is unfortunate, but then they will get hacked and then we will be in job again. I think AI, every single company is using AI, so learning about LLM, which we will be over the weekend, will be interesting. Because there are one more thing I'm trying in the background about note taking, which I was watching videos, because if you know, in the Discord I asked this question, right? For people who don't know, in Discord I asked this question recently to all the people, how they take notes and how they stay organized. There is like everybody have their own opinion and stuff. Then I started looking on what is a proper process, a fundamental process I can follow to get good at it, create like a good brain. So I found something, going to try it and hope it's worth so I can share. Sorry, I've let's focus on this. I saw an article that what's that? I saw article that LLM hacking is very easy as of now. Most AI are getting hacked easily because it's new and vulnerable. Yeah, because people wants to create a software, same as websites, right? A lot of people don't know. A lot of people fear anonymous. Look at this. A lot of people during their time were very, very scared of anonymous, right? But their majority, the biggest attack they always did was a DDoS attacks. Now you don't hear about anonymous much because majority of those people were just like part of the process. Everybody hitting a particular website, taking it down, overwhelming it. Now we have so many WAF, like website application firewall, right, or web application firewall. Because of those type of attack are now gone. All those attacks are gone. Yeah, it was easy back then because everybody wanted their website out, but they didn't want to pay for security. Even the internet inherently had security at all. So my idea, hack everyone, just legally hack everyone, get it done. That's my honest opinion. Sounds terrible, but that's the truth. That's how because you rather hack a company legally, get some money, and if a company does not protect your rights properly, your information properly, you can sue them anytime. Or you can bring somebody hacks them, you can make money by shorting their stock. I didn't say should do it. That's one way to do it. Okay, going back to our Windows Patch Tuesdays, right? Updates typically released on the second Tuesday of each month in Windows. This is called Patch Tuesdays, the day everybody's scared of, especially in the developer, SRE, or DevOps cycle. That doesn't necessarily mean that a critical update or a patch has to wait for the next Patch Tuesday to be released. If the update is urgent, then Microsoft will push the update via Windows Update Service to the Windows devices. So normal patches, small vulnerabilities, small things will be on second Tuesday of the month, so once a month. But important ones can come anytime, even to Windows XP, which is discontinued. Same with Windows 7, discontinued, 8.1, discontinued. Still, updates can come depending how big the vulnerability is. Refer to the following link to see Windows Security Update Guide here. Windows Updates is located in settings, see below. So let's see. Windows Security. Oh, wow. Security Update Guide. This is beautiful. I like this. I like Windows style of like doing things nowadays because it's like kind of crisp. I can't change the theme. Okay, it's fine. I can't change the theme. But here are the updates. Windows 10 when they are getting 11 server versions. Is there any Windows Office? Let's see what is the... Is there Windows 7? Oh, no, Server 2008. Never mind. Product family. No, platform. Oh, Windows 7 is still there. So let's see this one. 2025, nothing is there. Okay. There are 2008 we saw, 8.1, 8.1, 8.1. Let's see these ones. These guys have anything? Nope. Interesting. So no updates have been released recently. Oh, Chakra core. Chakra is the JavaScript engine used by Internet Explorer. So you won't see anything here because Internet Explorer is no more used, and Edge uses the same engine, JavaScript engine used by Google. So yeah, just if you were wondering what's Chakra. Okay, so now let's go up. Tip. Another way to access Windows Update is from the Run dialog box or CMD by running the command control/name Microsoft Update. Okay, let's try this. You guys are able to see what I'm doing, right, with this one? And there's no font changes, so that's a very bad thing in this. Awesome. Thanks for confirming, lads. Thank you so much. So we have control name of whatever we want is Microsoft Windows updates. Check for updates. No updates available. We can check right now if there is, but we don't have to. And it comes in when we open control panel, updates and security. In the attached virtual machine, there are a few things to highlight. Windows update settings are managed. Typically, home users will not see this message, this type of message. Why? Managed because it's under a company itself, right? A company is managing your Windows machine here. That's why it's managed. But if let's say it was your own machine, right, or your own stuff, it is not managed. You have to update it by yourself. It's your responsibility. There is no available updates available for the virtual machine. The attached virtual machine does not have internet access to communicate with the Microsoft to obtain new updates. Okay. Throughout the years, Windows users have grown accustomed to pushing Windows update off to a later date or not installing the updates at all. Very usual. Windows various reasons cause this action. One being the fact that a reboot is typically required after a Windows update. I'll show you a very funny video about this. Microsoft notably addressed this issue with the Windows 10. The updates can no longer be ignored or pushed to the side until forgotten. Windows updates can only be postponed, but eventually the update will happen and your computer will reboot. Microsoft provides these updates to keep the device safe and secure, because if the damage happens, right, anybody can legally go to Microsoft and they have to then spend money on lawyers. Whether they win or lose the lawsuit doesn't matter, because they still have to spend money, right? So being in an image showing how a restart required looks and several options available. Say, see, restart required, restart now, schedule the restart, view optional updates, download and install, blah, blah, blah. Refer to the Windows Updates FAQ for more information. Don't want to, honestly. There are two different updates available in the attached virtual machine. On what date were these installed? Okay, let's see. View update history. 4/16/2021. So that looks like the right answer. A space at the end. Four 16/2021. Wait, hold up. Installed driver updates, and this one 5/3/21. Okay, 2021. 5/3/2021. Windows security. As per Microsoft, Windows security is your home to manage the tools that protect your device and your data. In case you missed it, Windows security is now available in settings. Windows security. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Settings. Going back, Windows security. Here we go. So open security, actions needed, firewall, app browser, and device security is good. In the above image, focus your attention in the protection area. Virus threat protection, firewall, right, app and browser, and device security. Device, another word for this device security is called endpoint security, and also used as XDR. If you ever seen this, that's the right word. XDR, endpoint, EDR. Yeah, EDR. Sorry, not XDR, EDR. EDR is endpoint detection and response. So basically, it's protecting the endpoint. What is the endpoint? Any device connected to the network, right? Mostly at the very end is basically in the chain. It's called endpoint security, like your computer. If my computer, I work for a company, that's part of the end. It's an endpoint, right? It's at the very end, used by me. Same with my phone. Let's say if I'm using a computer or a phone, by my company, that's the endpoint device. And there is a software installed with different companies. And Rabbit, this is a good one for you. Like Scalar, amazing company. You should look for its career. I might actually will look too. But yeah, this is a good company. They do a lot of endpoint protection. And you can look at their stuff. A very good company I've heard from. I know about. Like I know they treat their employees very well. That's what I've heard. Because it's a very big company too. Now, each following task will briefly touch on these areas. Before proceeding, let's provide a quick comment on the status icon. Green means your device is sufficiently protected and there aren't any recommended actions. Why not? Bro, don't make that mistake, buddy. Do not make that mistake. So many companies would be happy to hire a person like you. And it's a multinational company, so there will be a lot of ones in India, right? But do not make the mistake of thinking that a fresher won't get hired. Lot of companies, I cannot go in 1 hour. I can name so many companies would be happy to hire you. One thing though to remember, let's say if you are in your 4th year, going into your 3rd year, right? This is what you have to remember, the timeline. This is the mistake I have done and I've learned from. Let's say if you are in your 3rd year, right? Thing to look to, right? Given you are already doing great, like you have already certifications, try to get certifications, right? And create a link or a website, a personal blogging, your personal project, personal website. You don't have to pay for it. You can use simply like GitHub. GitHub.io, this one you can use to create your own website, your portfolio website. I know I didn't like it, but once you make it, if you're like me, you will love it. Yeah, and even if you don't want to pay, right? You have it, amazing. But let's say if you don't have one, right? Or you want to start from scratch, a very simple one, GitHub.io gives you that opportunity to host it for free, and you can link it to your GitHub, and then on that website have the links to the certificates of your the certification you took. I have done it on my resume, and that helped. I made a 3D website with 3JS and still up. Nice, beautiful, bro. And we should look into that. But yeah, so if you do this, 3rd year, summer, have this done. Then what you have to do, when you are, let's say in your 4th year, and let's say your semester starts from September to March, 4th year I'm talking about. Your first semester starts in March, but your second semester first semester starts in September. Second semester ends in March, right? Applications, which a lot of people make mistake of, right? Is that they start applying in February or March. You have to get all the things ready and have your resume ready by September end max, and start applying since October. So from October, just start applying. Just apply blindly. Don't even care what people are saying. Blindly apply for it. A lot of companies, their positions, right, or their interviews start in December, and their hiring is already done by January. So a lot of people, like me, who started in February, March, we were already late. So don't make that mistake. Learn from my mistake. Smart people learn from other people's mistake. Wise people learn from their own mistake, right? You look like a wise and smart guy, so do that, both. Do people get remote jobs? Is it a thing? I've heard about people, never witnessed one. I do remote job. I legit do remote job. And that's the reason I'm with my company, because I do get paid less. Remote people get paid less. But again, the reason I chose it, because I don't want to spend 1 hour commuting. I would rather take like at least 20% down cut, but not commute, because I'm tired. 1 hour of tiring, big difference. So I do remote work, right? But given which company it is, you can change it, right? And also there is a lot of startups, in India, jobs. Look for startup jobs. You can find some really good ones who have got the funding, right? Well Found is a very beautiful website for it. I did apply it here too. So startups and every single big company. For a person like you, this is where I applied and I did got a job, but it was not remote, so I didn't go. This was second biggest company in cybersecurity in the world, I believe, or third biggest. Security job. There is not a lot of details about security job. Sure, I actually was creating one blog about it, but yeah, I think on the weekend I can come create a blog, explain how to create a resume that will help you get a job, or at least get the HR. But yeah, I will do that. I know I have to do that. So many. But yeah, this one, right? You see Fortinet. Let's see if I do India. This is where I was about to get the job. And you can get, let's say, job function, category, I don't know. But yeah, like you have to go through these, right? You have to go through this. Cyber threat and analyst, you can apply there. After OSCP, you can 100% apply. Irrespective of your resume matches 100% or not, even if it matches 30%, apply. Sounds good. Let's do one thing. After the meeting, send me a message and ask me what I'll have to share. I'll share that. And do like software engineer job. Easily you will get as SRE engineer. You will get this. Base QA is quality testing. Stay in this. Learn about how to test applications. You will get it. Another one which is I got actually was AV. No. Brand protection, cybersecurity solutions. No. Okay. So there is something called AV analyst job. AV analyst, if you know about assembly, I loved assembly. For some reason, it's a very weird thing to say, I know. But I loved assembly. I loved about instructions, looking at what's going on at the very deep level. So antivirus analyst position, this is what I got. And I did had a chat with like the VP of Fortinet because that was part of the interview. We both had like a 1 hour of like as if we are like buddies. There hardly it was an interview because the type of you and I have the bonding, same type of bonding I had with him, like clicked like this. So do apply everywhere. That's like one thing I can easily say, do apply everywhere. There's a lot of left for me to learn to be better candidate to get it up. Nope. I can say no, nahi, nako, ille. I said no in 4 languages, bro. I'll tell you that right now. If you have OSCP, if you're even applying for OSCP, at what position you are in, you are good to go to apply. You are good, more than good enough to apply. Do not, and here is a truth I can tell you. Amount of companies, when I was fired from my first job because there was funding issues, I started in a startup, right? I remember this date, right? 2021. September, like 1st September almost, 1st September till 10th October. I applied for at least 100 to 200 companies, right? At least 100 to 200 companies, right? And my success rate was like how many I got? Like I heard back from 7, I think max 7. I got interviews, right, from let's say 4, including Amazon, Fortinet, IBM, right, and Infosys, and I got offers only 2. 202 offers. So the only thing you have to remember, everybody go through this process. The only thing you have to remember is not get discouraged. It's a very normal process. Keep applying. Your resume matches even like 20% or 30%, apply. Because those, a lot of time, those resume or those things are written. Yeah, no, and I learned there's a whole process, right? And I will talk about it because I know this is would be a good video for anybody who wants to see. So I would love to talk about it soon. And I will tell you how to even prepare because there are, I think, Amazon, I think I had 5 rounds. There were total 5 rounds. I got, or 5 or 4, I don't remember, 5 or 4. I got my first lead code one done. Second one was good. Third one I failed. That's why I didn't get it. I don't know exactly about security jobs, but depending, because I know data structure and algorithm, but I will tell you this. DSA is a great way for any security person. Like if you want to be a good security person, you need to learn how to code, right? First. Second, writing good code will help you understand, like think better, and you can create better scripts for hacking. And DSA is just like, solving a puzzle, like any hacking thing. And I can teach you about DSA. I have taught other people before from university. So, oh, I did. Yeah, I did took competitive programming. Yeah, you are right. And I did, I think I got 44 out of 120, 130, my team, when we were in Pacific. The worst part about that whole competition, it was in ICPC competition. My team had we scored 44th out of 120, 130, whatever teams were, including UBC, which is Canada's number one, a couple of other big, University of Berkeley, big ones. The worst part was we solved 6 to 7 problems. I solved 5 or 6 of them. It was the worst thing because there were so many issues with there was another team in our university which scored better than us, but those all 3 were amazing players. They scored I think in 25 to 35 range, if I'm not wrong. We were at 44. But yeah, and I can teach you about data structure. Is one of the easiest thing for me to teach. I almost thought I took tuition. Some people approached me for this too, and I helped somebody get from, I think they were getting a D or they were failing, and the person wanted to quit, and I said, don't quit. I will, if you fail, I will pay you. You don't have to pay me a single dollar. That was my bet. But if you get a B plus, I got paid some good value, right? And he ended up with the A minus, actually. A minus or A. I think A minus. A minus was the right, yeah. He was in 80%. So, yeah. So data structure I can teach. Yeah, and if you want, on Sundays, I can do data structure. I can talk about every single one, and we can start doing some coding. And I think I have a GitHub lead code here. This is my lead code easy. This is how I do it. How fast the solution was and stuff. I know it's not the best, but this is how I do it. Yeah, we got to do, right? And I'm going to post, I will do mostly in Python because I want to learn Python better. So you can flag this, or you can start this if you like, and we can do more of this together. I would be more than happy. I just wanted to, I did it for somebody else who also was in this stream, right? Wanted to learn. So this is my way of doing it. I like good code, problem name, problem link, difficulty, tags. Tags is a big thing for me. Solution. Slower solution. This is how they ask in lead code. This is my coding. I want to write really beautiful code. That's one of the biggest thing for me. I want people, when they look at my code, they will be like, wallah, wow. Transition to 100% security anytime soon? Yes. I would love to go into a security job. Not soon. Probably I have my plan of because I want to learn development a little bit more, and I want to learn cloud a bit more. So within let's say 2 years, I want to have at least 2 certifications, and I want to hit my goal is not even a job. I just want to hit at least top 100 in Canada or top 10 in Canada for try hack me and stuff. Yeah, probably. Given how I like coding and I like able to chain things, probably I also think the same. Yeah, we can look into it 100%. I want to learn a little bit more about how to do things, and I just want to participate in not even job in security. I just want to participate in competitions and feel the rush, know people, and I want to win DEF CON. That's more of a goal, of a concrete goal for me than getting a job in cybersecurity. That's more of a goal, honestly. That's just me again. That's how I do things. That's me thing. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully one day, right? But yeah, let's also go back because some people watching the video will find it different. So we were talking about, right, and we'll chat more about these things. I like chatting more. Yeah, and this is what we were talking about, right? Before proceeding, let's provide a quick comment on the status icon. So if you see green, everything is good. Red, needs attention, is a warning that needs your immediate attention. Yellow means safety recommendation. There is some recommendation, warning, you should do this even though this is working, might not in future, so look at this. Note, since the attached virtual machine is Server 2019 edition, it looks different from Windows 10 Home or Professional Edition. The below image is for Windows 10 device. So there you see device performance and health, family options. You won't see family options in the server. Hyperion, what's up, buddy guy? What's up, homie? What's up? What's up? How's your walk? How is the walk-in stuff going? And we'll look at virus and threat protection soon. Checking the security section of your virtual machine. Which area needs immediate attention? Let's see. Virus and threat protection. So I'll just copy paste here. Paste. How are you doing, Hyperion? Alrighty. Now we are in virus and threat protection. Amazing. I like this task already. Virus and threat protection is divided into two parts. Current threats, virus and threat protection settings. Okay, let's have a look. I can't increase the font in this server, which is like one thing I really hate. I'm good too, man. I'm good too. Thank you so much for asking. Have you been walking, going out much, feeling better? Personally, right? Because we had those chats. Are you feeling better? Okay. Also, sorry, I keep jumping in and out. I like this. That's why I like streaming instead of making videos. I like chatting and like jumping in and out. I like it a lot. I have to focus this too. But yes, so image below shows current threads, the one we have. So here, this guy. I can't select. The quick scan is under it. Current threads, scan options. Quick scan checks the folders in your system where threads are commonly found. And full scan checks all files and running programs on your hard disk. This scan could take longer than an hour. And then we have custom scans. Choose which files and locations you want to check. So basically, quick scan, there is a lot of files, places where a lot of people store those files. Quick scanning is not your best friend, because if you are being hit by a new virus who already stored it in a different file, right? And the Microsoft system, right? The protection system hasn't been updated yet. Not the best choice for you. Full scan is good. Do it like every once a week, right? Or if you want to do it in the background, good thing to do. And then custom scan, again, based on if you downloaded something, you want to check something. Thread history, last scan. When was the last scan? Automatically scans your device for viruses and other threats to help keep it safe, which is good. Quarantine threats that have been isolated, prevented from running on your device. So this what you see when you download a software and store it, or just switch to Linux. Yeah, that's actually a good one. True. It's funny, or even just like not just switch to Linux, turn your language to Russian. We talked about it yesterday, right? They will be periodically removed, right? Allowed threads. Allowed threads are immediate items identified as threads which were allowed to run on your device. So if I downloaded something from internet, which I know is let's say a software by me, it's not certified by Microsoft. I haven't got a key as an author, right? I haven't got my signature in it. Still, I let it run, so that will be in that. Warning: allow an item to run that has been identified as a thread only if you are 100% sure what they will be doing. Don't run it. Like, there are certain ones which you have to even believe the community. And one of the best ways I find if to check If a system, a file is good or not, a website is good or not, VirusTotal is my best friend, honestly. It gives a really good idea. You can choose a file, right? If it is good or not, even including the images, they can have viruses. Search for a URL, file hash, and understand what's going on. Or even just search for a URL somebody asks you to click on. This is what I do a lot of times, because if, let's say, somebody posted a link in the chat on Reddit somewhere, I don't know the person, then I will, even if I know the person, I'll still, because I don't know if the person got hacked or not, right? And that's what used to happen if somebody, let's say, a lot of people used to send me, let's say, link that, oh, is this person you in this picture, or this is your nude online, blah blah blah. Turns out basically they are trying to get your login credentials when you click on that. So what I used to do, copy paste and see what's going on. Never clicked on those, right? Next is virus and threat protection settings. Virus and threat protection settings. Real world protection is off, leaving your device vulnerable. Virus and threat protection updates and ransomware protection. So we have three things, simple: virus and threat protection settings, updates, and protection. So protection settings, manage setting, real-time protection locates and stops malware from installing or running on your device. Cloud delivered protection provides increased and faster protection with access to latest protection data in the cloud. What this means, protection data in the cloud, this is where my job was, right? I was saying antivirus analyst job, right? What happens is, let's say as an antivirus, I am given a file. As an antivirus analyst given a file, right? My job is to tell if this file a virus or a malware or not, right? If yes, I create its signatures and some more information like where it is found, right? And all those stuff, and then upload it to cloud. So if you are directly using the cloud protection, this will look for this latest one, or you have to update your antivirus. You have to update your antivirus to get this latest signature in it, and that's and hopefully that scans it. That's how the whole chain simply works. Cloud delivered one, that's what it means, right? Real time locates and stop malware, right? Automatic sample, yeah, it's pretty nice. I love this process. Automatic sample submission. Send sample files to Microsoft and help protect you and others from potential threats. Yeah, that is a whole. This is all about reverse engineering. This process is reverse engineering. And how they get this file? Either it's online, right? They see it in, let's say, dark web. Microsoft is constantly looking at dark web to find if a new virus is there in the public for Windows machines or any of the Microsoft related products. That's one. Second, let's say this one here. Automatic sample submissions. Let's say some file crashed on my system, something didn't work. So I send that activity to Microsoft to tell, okay, what happened, and they will look at this file for me, right, and tell me, give me an update. I don't know how this works because I don't send samples to Microsoft. Reason being, I don't know what all information is going, right? Controlled folder access. Protect files, folders, and memory areas from your device from unauthorized changes by friendly applications. There are ways to do that. I have done it for certain files of me which are related to my work. What's that? You know, Grook is building malware when you prompt it and easily escape Windows security like 100%. Oh, 100% this will happen because they know latest information what's going on, right? Now the game begins, right? And this is why AI, not AI, but like a data scientist and a master student who, or almost a PhD student who was working on some AI algorithms, and he gave me a really beautiful understanding of what to do, right? With this world, things are moving and how to approach it. A lot of people use like any of the LLM models, right? Ask a prompt it, and get an answer, right? You know the who will be the actual winner, and this is why things take time, because I asked this person. He said, you know what, to really excel in this LLM model or this AI prompt engineering, one interesting thing to look into is if you ask how many R's in strawberry to, let's say, how many R's are there in strawberry to this was the thing which was very funny meme came out with the OpenAI releasing its O3 model or O4 model. Why it says there are like 4 hours or 5 hours but not 3 hours, right? Not 3, but it can give like 4 or 5. To understand that, you need to understand a black box. A black box, I made a white one, but you guys got the idea. A black box called neuros, right? Neuros are the building blocks of neural networks, and every single LLM model, when you give it a prompt, I keep on typing LLM model, when you give it a prompt, it goes through a whole neural network. Just like your brain, right? So many neurons connecting to each other, they are weighted. They are all weighted. There will be more, so all these are connected in their own weighted machine way. Blah, blah, blah. Same thing goes here, right? And then you get your answer. Then you get your answer of 4 or 5 hours. Now you need to know why this is happening, and once you understand this black box, takes time. Not going to say it doesn't take time, never going to say this is hard, not hard. This takes time, because once you understand this, once you understand a building block of anything, you can decode it, you can understand, okay, what to do, right? And that's why what Grok is. Grok understands the building blocks of Windows. They know, okay, what the signatures look like, how they look for signatures, what are the locations they look like. So it's able to interface, like go away with it. And if you want to create good malwares with Grok, you can ask Grok to create a better antivirus software, and then you can use it as a offering to the people in the world, like a very cheap one. Does that makes LLM to be more vulnerable to prompts, like using prompt to get RCE? Yeah. Like, here's the thing. From LLM, you don't want to break the LLM. You want to know what LLM can get you. Information like the server password it has. Can it help you run crypto, like what's it called? Crypto mining in the background. You want to do that, right? There has to be like prompt hacking. What you will do if you were able to hack it, what you will get. If you're getting the source code, like what's it called, China did to OpenAI. If you were able to get their source code, the data labeling and all those stuff, then that's beautiful information you can sell. Should not, or like you can use it as a way to provide research to OpenAI back, right? A feedback to them. So depends on what you want to do. If you want to just hack and show that you can hack a system, amazing, that's great too. But if you have like a return on investment plan, that's even better, because then you're motivated a bit extra and you can fund your own. Hopefully that makes sense, like a little bit, like you are able to understand something more, right? And we can talk about neural networks, neuros. They are also called black neuron and neural network. And this all weighted. There is a lot of some calculus involved, if you don't know. So this is like how the pattern is, and every single big dot here is called an, I believe this is called edge or what? Edge, there is edge and there is another word actually. Node. So understand what is node, what's happening in the node, right? And that's what will be a big game changer for you with LLM. And we will take care of LLM hacking on Sunday. I want to look into that HTTP. Can you remember or remind me to post it about on the Reddit to do that one? I want to look into that 100% on Hack the Box. That's a very cool one. No, sorry. Let's go into this. I'm sorry. I keep going up and down. So in exclusions, Windows Defender antivirus won't scan items that have been excluded. So certain personal files, I don't want Windows to scan it, send the data anywhere or something like that, right? Or even like this software, don't scan it because I know it's a virus. I'm the one developing that virus. I want to play with it, right? Notifications. Windows Defender antivirus will send notification when critical information about the health and security of your device, which is good, right? You can get some notifications here regarding this. That's me doing puja, just in case if you are wondering. Warning, exclude items could contain threats that make your device vulnerable. Only use this option when you're 100% sure. Antivirus protection updates, check for updates, right? Manually try it. Ransomware protection, control folder access. Ransomware protection requires this feature to be enabled when which in turn requires real-time protection to be enabled. This is good if your company, if you're using a Windows system and you want to protect your company from getting a ransomware attack. Note, real-time protection is turned off in the attached virtual machine to decrease the chances of performance issues. Since the virtual machine can't reach the internet and there aren't any threats in the virtual machine, this is safe to do. So we can play around and see. Real-time protection should definitely be enabled in your personal Windows device unless you have a third-party product that provides the same protection. Ensure it's always up to date and enabled. So if you also have an antivirus system, basically. Honestly, giving you a very truthful answer, if you use Windows Defender, you don't have to use any other antivirus system unless it's like a very, very good one. Like Norton and all those, you don't have Kaspersky, you don't need those. You don't need those. Windows is already doing a very good job in that. If you don't have like a very big, like 3-4 Bitcoins or more in your system, no need to download antiviruses. Tip: you can perform on-demand scans on your file or folder by right-clicking them. Scan with Windows Defender. Below images are taken from another Windows device. Specifically, what is turned off that Windows is notifying you to turn on? Right, let's see what is the answer. Here, when we go turn on, Windows threat protection settings. So protection, no, okay. So there is the one which was enabled one too when we are looking for scans. If you want to do a quick scan, up here, scan options, quick scan, scan now. Nope, not here. Threat protection, manage settings, control folder access. Let's say if we do it on, we need that other one, real-time protection, right? Real-time protection. Come on. Oh, okay, awesome. Real-time protection it was. Okay, now let's talk about firewall and network protection. What is a firewall? As per Microsoft, traffic flows into and out of devices via what we call ports, right? Which everybody I think knows, right? 443 port is for HTTPS, port 80 is for stuff, right? Nice. As per Microsoft, yeah, like it was nice to know real-time protection. As per Microsoft, traffic flows into and out of devices via things we call ports. A firewall is what controls what is and more importantly isn't allowed to pass through these ports. So ports, simply, let's say if you have a house, right? A simple answer. Let's say if you have a house, simple house, there is one window, there is another window, there is a gate, and there is, let's say, a big window here. Now, things can go in and out of all these four things. My bad. All these four things. These, if your if your computer is like a house, these things are ports, and firewall will see and check what is allowed, what is not allowed, what is allowed, what is not allowed, all these things from the system, right? From the computer. You can think of it like a security guard standing at the door, checking the ID of everything that tries to enter or exit. The below image will reflect what you will see when you navigate to firewall and network protection. So we have firewall and network protection. Let's see here. Domain network, right? Domain is when, let's say, your system, you are part of an organization, basically. So domain network, this is your Active Directory thing again, very important. Private network, right? Firewall, public network again on. So if you are on different type of networks and stuff. Each network may have different statuses. There are three: domain, private, public. What are the differences? As per Microsoft, Windows Firewall offers three firewall profiles: domain, private, and public. Domain firewall. The domain firewall applies to networks where the host system can authenticate to a domain controller. Private one, domain controller is like, let's say, with Active Directory. If I'm part of, let's say, hackerspub.org or tryhackme.org or tryhackme.com, that Active Directory will maintain this device, domain controller. This private profile is a user assigned profile and is used to designate private or home networks. So one which are private, like in your company itself too, that's a private network, and your, like my home one. Next is like your Starbucks, Tim Hortons, any cafe stuff. The default profile is the public profile used to designate public networks such as Wi-Fi hotspots for coffee shops, airports, and other locations. If you click on any firewall profile, another screen will appear with two options: turn the firewall on and off, block all incoming connections. So let's look at this. Let's say public network, not connected, defender on, incoming, block all incoming connections, which is good depending on you want to do that for your public or even maybe domain, depending on what your settings are. Even private, just have domain online. So those are important things to know. Unless you are 100% confident in what you are doing, it's recommended that you leave your Windows Defender firewalls enabled. Defender firewalls allow join router, JOIN. Interesting. I've never seen JOIN. You can, let's see what is allow join router. AllJoin is an open source software framework that allows compatible devices and applications to find each other, communicate, and collaborate across the boundaries of product category, platform, and brand. Cool. So now we know it's a protocol to make sure things which are talking the same language, basically same software, are able to do it. You can view what the different settings for any firewall profile are. In the above image, several apps have access in public and or private firewall profile. Some of the apps will provide additional information if it is available via the details button. So let's look at that. Allow an app through firewall. Let's see. So we have all these. There is details about cast. Okay, cast to device functionality. This feature enables streaming of music, videos, pictures to DLNA digital media renderer devices. So that's a good information if you want to know which ones are allowed and not allowed. Advanced settings. You'll see, let's say if we go to internet, where is advanced settings? Okay. Excuse me. So we have Windows Defender firewall, attached security on local computer, domain profile, private, do not match a rule or blocked. So we can set up various inbound rules, like, okay, which IP address should be allowed to connect, which type of packets can be sent, right? So you don't want SMB on your system, block it. Configuring the Windows Defender firewall is for advanced Microsoft users. Refer to the following Microsoft documentation for best practices here. Okay, let's look at quickly what it says. Configure rule and with group policy. Ooh. This article contains examples on how to configure Windows Firewall rules using Windows Firewall. Seems like Windows security is boring. It is. It is, buddy. I think hacking is the only thing. It's like, or even actually, I'll take that back. Linux security is pretty interesting to think about so many times, right? We will be like, honestly, one thing you will love in this is BitLocker. That's one thing, and I can tell you a very beautiful story. We have to wait a bit, but yeah. So configuring Windows Defender Firewall is for advanced Microsoft user. You were yawning, so yeah, yeah, I know. I have to get my coffee. You will see me yawning so many times next, because I wake up at 8 in the morning, work till, I wake up at 7:30 in the morning, start to work at 8 till 4, food, and I'm here. So that's my life. And then I have some meeting. Tonight I have like work, because we are doing some deployment, so I will be up till like 1 or 2 in the morning. That's how life is. That's how life is. But good part is remote work is good. So I don't have to be in the office, right? We can chat a lot tonight. Yeah, no, it happens once in a blue moon. It's like very doesn't happen often. So yeah. But yeah, so we talked about this. Command to open Windows Defender, WFMSC, firewall, Windows Firewall probably. If you are connected to airport Wi-Fi, the most likely they will active, most likely will be the active profile, will be public one, public profile. Is this a open one? Oh, no. Connected to private airport Wi-Fi. Private? No, should be public. Public profile. No. If you were connected to a airport Wi-Fi, what's most likely to be the active firewall profile? Isn't it public? Am I tripping? Oh, public network, not profile. I am tripping. I was near though. You got the idea. Okay, app and browser control. Good one. This is actually also a good one. I know that, I will give you an example why. In this section, you can change the settings for Windows Defender Smart Screen. So like the touch one, I believe. Microsoft Defender Smart Screen protects against phishing or malware websites and applications, and downloading potentially malicious files. What is Windows Defender Smart Screen? Okay. I think of like, oh, Smart Screen like this. Oh, my bad, bro. Oh, okay, these ones. Okay. So, and downloading potentially malicious file. Refer to the official documentation. What prompt when you... Yeah. I honestly, I thought Smart Screen was like the one touch one, which was very popular at one point, but what a disaster. App and browser control, app protection and online security. Check apps and files. Windows Defender Smart Screen helps protect your device by checking unrecognized apps and files. So 1. Exploit protection. Exploit protection is built with Windows 10 to help protect your device against attacks. Out of the box, your device is already set up for protection settings. Okay. Warn me, block them or off. Okay. Check apps and files. Windows Defender Smart Key helps you protect your device by checking the unrecognized apps. So don't run them. When you click on more information, you can run. Exploit protection is built into Windows 10 and in our case Windows Defender 2019 to help protect your device against attacks. These are very simple, like don't need to do much. Unless you are 100% confident, don't do it. Yeah. Okay, so last, I think after this is BitLocker, which is good one, and we'll do some BitLocker. Hopefully, let's see. Even though you'll probably never change any of these settings for the completion's sake, it will be covered here. Device security, core isolation. Core isolation, virtualization based security is running to protect the core parts of your device. Big. I had to pause it to say this is big. Why? Recently, somebody was able to get out of virtualization and hack stuff. Why this is important? Every single app in this world, when I say every single, I mean like 99% system, right? How they are running. Or let me make, because we are using Windows and Azure is the example. Let's say this is Azure. Azure is Microsoft's cloud offering, right? There are so many servers in it, right? When you get servers, there is servers, let's say. Yes, it has been more common how to escape sandbox and inject stuff. Yeah, exactly. That's why we are talking about. So there is stuff, and there is stuff running in it, right? There is various stuff running in it. Let me say. Some servers are like this, right? Others. So let's say all these are running a container. And at the bottom we have, for people who don't know, let me make a better one. Let's say there are various layers, but at the end of the day, it's Windows system, right? Windows operating system at the bottom. And there are apps running. Let's say there's Chrome running here. There's Google Maps server running here, or Bing search running here. Right? All these applications are running it, right? And let's say if I start a container with my own application, this is my own application, and this is a bad application. This is a danger application. Let me do it better. Let's say I started a server with a very dangerous application. I might be able to exit out. None of them should be able to exit out of here, but I am able to, and access Windows operating system directly. Then I have access to code of Bing, the services, Maps, or Chrome running on their server. And that's the issue with the shared spaces, shared servers. Virtualization do a really good job with Docker containers, Kubernetes, and all those guys, but hackers being hackers, we can do. That's how Pegasus worked, by the way, just on iOS. Escape the iMessage sandbox to inject systems. Yeah. This is exactly, you're right. I read it too, same. So, Pegasus, for other people who don't know, software by NSO, that's the company name if I'm not wrong, came out with this awesome hacking virus. You just send it and your person's device is hacked. It gets out earlier. You know why even iMessage sandbox came into play? I believe, if I'm not wrong, it was after that one attack in which, let's say, if you send a zip file or a compressed one to iMessage will try to unzip it. And when they try to unzip it, they will execute some code and the person's code is hacked. I think the attack name was Karma. And during that time, that's why they came up with this sandboxing. It's interesting how smart hackers are when they want to be. It's crazy. It's just crazy. I would love to just at least meet them, play with them, hack stuff with them. It'll be nice. Okay, so now we are talking about memory integrity. Prevents attacks from inserting malicious code into high security processes. Memory is not storage. Memory is RAM, random access memory. When your things are running, when you hear computers or people say there is 16 GB memory, they are talking about RAM, random access memory. When your system works or doing anything, the processes runs here. The more RAM, the more processes you can run, and multi-threading and stuff. Storage is that 1 terabyte of storage you have, 1 TB of storage, 1 petabyte of storage you have. where all your files are saved, but your Microsoft Word will be running in RAM. Just to give some people idea, because it took me some time to realize that too. So unless you are 100% confident, what you are doing is recommended that you leave the default settings. Below are images, right? So security processor, your security processor called the Trusted Platform TPM module, right, is providing additional encryption to your device. Good. Security process details, Intel, manufacturer is this, blah blah blah. By the way, F Intel, I hate Intel. What is Trusted Platform Module? Trusted Platform Module technology is designed to provide hardware-based security-related functions. A TPM chip is a secure crypto process that is, crypto is like cryptography, not crypto like the Bitcoin thing, that is designed to carry out cryptographic operations. The chip includes multiple physical security mechanisms to make it tamper resistant, and malicious software is unable to tamper with the security functions of TPM. Okay, yo, this is a big line. Hardware based security related functions. Hardware based. So let's talk about this. TPM. TPM is an integrated chip for laptops and other computers that offer additional security features for hardware and software, including authentication, blah blah blah, licenses and stuff. Designed to provide hardware-based security-related functions. Security-related functions examples I want to see. So, anybody know a good idea of these? Okay. I want to see like how this works. Nope. What is hardware security module? Secure hardware, safe environment. Okay. Let's ask like this is where I like Perplexity and all these ones. Hacking. Can you explain in simple words to a university student what is hardware based? Let me copy paste. Along with an example so I can understand what Windows TPM does. Okay, let's see what we got. What are hardware-based security-related functions? Hardware-based security-related functions are special security. I guess it's protection against rootkits. Yeah, let's see. I think it's way more than that, boss. I feel like special security operations that are performed directly on by physical components inside a computer, the hardware, not just by the software. So hardware. These hardware components are designed to protect sensitive data, ensure that device operates securely, and even if someone tries to hack the software. Okay. Tamper resistant. Hardware components are much harder to physically alter and hack than software which are changed and bypassed by malware. Isolation. Tasks are done in hardware are separated from the rest of the system, so even if the software is compromised, security safe. Can provide a root of trust. Okay. Example, this module, which, okay, a tiny chip embedded into your computer's motherboard. Its main job is to keep encryption keys, secret digital codes, and perform security functions independently from the rest of your hardware. Oh, so the processes are happening, the things that are happening, there are security keys about certain processes, and those are stored in a particular chip in your motherboard, and that's what TPM does. Okay. Key storage generates stores in cryptographic keys. These keys are used to encrypt and decrypt sensitive data. Unique key burned into the chip at the factory, allowing the device to prove its identity. Yeah, it didn't tell much, but I think I got the idea, and I will explain in a sec. Platform integrity checks, measures and records. Startups and boots and stuff. Okay. So there is like a couple of things, right? For example, let me give you an example. Let's say you have your device. This is what we will be learning next module, but this is, let's say you have your device, right? And it has 1 TB of storage, right? There are a lot of file sensitive data, but you want to make sure it's encrypted. And let's say somebody steals your hard drive, somebody steals your storage device. No, they are not able to see what's going on. That's where TPM will come, right? Because with this 1 TB drive, if you want to be able to access it, even you, right, you have to enter a password, and once it's authenticated that it's you, the chip inside the motherboard. I think I'm not doing a good drawing. 1 second, let's see, draw. So let's say this is your terabyte of storage, right? You enter your password. I'll tell you. I understand because I know BitLocker a bit. So let's say you enter your password and it's correct, right? Now what will happen is this data sent to the motherboard, and motherboard uses, because this is encrypted right now. So motherboard sends that data, all it's encrypted using the chip that's inside your motherboard, which has the keys to decrypt this. It takes time when you do a BitLocker, it takes some time, but like it decrypts this using the key stored here. And this key, let's say somebody took out your storage drive, were not able to unlock, but you should be able to unlock. So you connect to the same motherboard, right? Same motherboard has to be connected because those are the keys used to encrypt it, and then you are able to access your personal computer. Do you understand? Hopefully that makes sense, right? Let's read a bit more, right? Again, contains a unique key burned into the chip at the factory, allowing the device to prove its identity. Motherboard has to be the same. So it's storage encryption, but rather than saving the keys in software, stores their hardware space. Yes, it's burned into, right? It's burned into, it's hard coded. It's hard coded into your system. Hard coded in this, it's legit hard coded, like, you know, MAC addresses of a system is hard coded. Like the engine number of a car is hard coded. You can't change it. You just can't change it. It's like your DNA. You can burn your fingers. Your fingerprint can be burned. Your eyes can be changed, but your DNA cannot be changed. So it's like a DNA, hard encoded into your system. And here's the game, right? When you use BitLocker, Windows disk encryption, the encryption key is stored into the TPM. What is the TPM? Tiny chip embedded into your computer. Removes your device and puts it in another PC, they won't unlock your files. Key is safely inside the TPM and never leaves. What's that? But then if we leaked it out, we still won't be able to change it. What you leaked? What did you leak? Windows Hello, biometric information, again, same thing. Secure boot, got it. But sorry, how will you leak it? They're hard coded. I don't think, like, if you, let's say if somebody is able to access and hard coded keys, can I get the hard coded keys? So let's see. Can I retrieve the keys that are hard coded into the TPM chip? The most critical keys in a TPM, such as the endorsed key and the storage boot key, are generated within the TPM during manufacturing and initialized and are designed never to leave the chip if in an unencrypted form. These private key portions are stored and processed entirely inside the TPM, making it inaccessible to any software, operating system, or end users. You can obtain the public portion of these keys, so only the public one is like public and private key system, but not the private portions, which is essential for cryptographic operations. Can these private keys be retrieved? Under normal circumstances, no. They are hard coded and burned into. Protection measures: the hardware and the firmware of the TPM include safeguard against unauthorized access and tampering, even though low-level tools cannot access the private portion of these keys. So there is legit no access, legit no way to access. Ways to extract keys: physical. While TPM are hardly tampered, sophisticated attacks with physical access and supervised equipment, logic analyzer FG. Oh, what the hell is this? I have never heard this. So you need to go to a very no access, no leaks. Yeah, but like you, there is of course ways, right? And nothing is secure. But so you need special, very special type of integrated circuits to be able to retrieve field programming, because they are. Oh, these are ARM ones. Okay. Extract cryptography beats by snooping the communication between the. Okay, so what is not even actually able to access the key is is snooping or sniffing the communication and then able to see. And that too exploiting vulnerability in certain chipsets, not all. Extremely difficult, costly, and often destroy or alter the chip. So even if you try it, this is not like there are chances you still won't. Without pre-boot authentication are primarily at risk of the kind of advanced hack. In rare cases, researchers have used timings and power analysis. These type of attacks you can't do anything. Timing and power analysis attacks you can't do anything about. To recover certain keys, such as result of inconsistent and chip dependent. To give you idea what is timing and power analysis attacks, let's say you have a secret, right? It goes through an encryption process and gives out the encrypted secret. But thing with this issue is that, okay, if the encryption is happening, what is the password used? Based on the power analysis, how much power is consumed to perform the XOR operations and different other operations at logic level. This is a physics thing. Then you are like way into like APT level. Yeah, based on that. I saw a video without having. Yeah, that's exactly how it is. You're legit, at this point, you're legit analyzing the voltages, honestly. With voltages, if you are doing like, let's say DC and DC, there is AC, which are waves. DC are the one like voltage. There is voltage, let's say 5 volts here, 0 volts here. You are measuring how much energy they take, and you measure it based on like, okay, XOR needs this many voltage, this one needs this many voltage, one operation performed. Then you are like at a level of APT. Yeah, you are at APT level, right? The panda bears level. And unless and until you have billions of dollars, I don't think anybody is going to help you or going to put that. And that's what happened with what's the name of this dude? There was one darknet guy. I don't remember. I forgot the name or like his story. But what happened was a darknet guy. FBI was again trying to find him. FBI or CIA, big guys were looking for this person, right? They waited outside his house, so he enters the password, and his system is like you because enter the password for BitLocker. Remember, not his system, like not his computer system, like the one you see. Okay, hello, censored hacker, hello rabbit, and enter. This one was entering the BitLocker password, which is even before that, right? And took them like it used to take him 30 minutes to decrypt all his computer. That after 30 minutes, after they were able to see from the window that this guy entered the password, 30 minutes they waited and then went inside his house. He was not able to take out the computer, like he was not able to he was unplug. If he was able to unplug the computer, those FBI guys won't be able to access any data. There won't be any case, there won't be any data, he would go free. But that's why they waited 30 minutes, because BitLocker is that secure. No, not all the time. Like I use BitLocker for one of my laptops, right? It takes it like 5 minutes. Depends on how big of your drive is, right? Because the more encryption and decryption needed, the more time. His one probably had like so much data in it, like probably terabytes and terabytes of data, like 4 or 5, and that's why it took him 30 minutes. And he wanted more secure way and stuff, right? I'll provide you the link. I believe like I saw it from the Darknet Diaries BitLocker. Social engineer, crypto wars. Was it here? Knows that I got banned. No, not this one. I don't remember, but I will promise I will look for it to find it. Elite. Oh, maybe this might be the one. Just now. Just walking through all the stuff and Phil Gross, what happened? No, okay, I don't know where exactly it was. But yeah, I will find you this story, and hopefully it will give you an idea of why BitLocker and why I was excited about BitLocker. This was the story. So yeah, so many pages are open now again. But yeah, hopefully that gives you an idea why like so much. There is like a lot of it is boring, but now again with after TPM is mentioned, this is something like if you want to go for masters in future, TPM, looking into TPM, hacking TPM, or even like as a researcher in let's say Windows, looking and hacking into TPM will be amazing stuff. Yes, it's in the system. It's in it's actually like it's part of the pro versions Windows or versions that supports BitLocker. Not all versions have BitLocker, only Windows Professional, Enterprise and Education Edition does. I have Professional if you want to see the operating system. Settings, system about. I have so you see Windows 11 Pro. I have Pro, that's why I have BitLocker in my system. If you get like the home version, I believe, or like just I think that's the home version is the name, right? You won't have BitLocker. So it's like an extra tool. You probably can find a similar like open source version of something. So yeah, if you want to have a good secure security operations, if you want to be a hacker, big time hacker, this will be it. Ghost, what's up? Home and education version doesn't have even the education version. I thought education editions did. Oh, maybe not. Okay, BitLocker overview. Do you have education? Have you looked into the education one? Education, pro education, okay, or education 2. Maybe they do. Oh, you guys can't see because of my face. Sorry. Yeah. But even with enterprise, they all do. Education, they all do. Maybe the home one. No, I know the home one doesn't because it's like way cheaper. You don't have Windows to start with. That's a good start, I will say. Yeah, only the home one doesn't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yo, how are you doing? Nice to see you. You were lurking in the shadows till I talked about BitLocker. Yeah, this is like BitLocker is like one of the most interesting things I learned from podcast, and that's what I started implementing. Because thing is, I have important stuff on my computer, right? May not be like Bitcoin worthy, but important for me. Oh, you're getting ready for office? Nice, nice. Have a great day at work, mate. I like it. Thank you so much for hopping in. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's talk about what is BitLocker. As per Microsoft, BitLocker device encryption is a data protection feature that integrates with the operating system and addresses the threats of data theft and exposure from lost, stolen, or inappropriately decommissioned computers. Dark web empire, me? I don't run any dark web empire. I deny it all the time. I will deny it all my life. One interesting thing I will tell you: even if you ever get caught, never accept you have committed a crime. Never, just never. Just I'm telling you, because if you do, a lot of time they don't even have a proper like what's this called, proof of your stuff. So never. There is like a reality of bad cops and bad judges and bad like officials who can use you as a scapegoat for somebody else who they took bribe from. So never accept it, and don't do bad to start with. Just in case if you're wondering what I'm promoting here. Okay, on devices with TPM installed, BitLocker offers the best protection. As per Microsoft, BitLocker provides the most protection when used with a trusted platform module version 1.2 or later. The TPM is a hardware component installed in many newer computers by the computer manufacturers. It works with the BitLocker to help protect your data, user data, and to ensure that a computer has not been tampered with while the system was offline. Right? Yeah, it's funny. Like people have talked about this. That's why I have to come up very like. That's why I got censored because I talked about dark web and then I didn't put a disclaimer. I didn't say it. So that was also a big reason why somebody reported for fun. Okay, back to it. Documentation on BitLocker is here, which I would highly recommend to go over because we talked about it. It's something you guys can use or even look at other people who are using it and just play with it. And you will see security operations is a big thing as a hacker, right? You need to know. Okay, BitLocker feature is not installed in this virtual machine, of course. We should use a removable device on the system without a PD. We should use a removable device on system without a TPM version or later. What does this removable drive contain? Private keys? No. Removable drive. Pen drive, thumb drive. It can create key, I feel like. Create a public key. No, private. TPM encryption key. Wait, there was a type of key. What are the different pen drives with keys? BitLocker. This is interesting. Okay, I had no idea. We can use. I know for our crypto, we can have those type of bootable drive. Bootable? No, that's way too big of a word. Okay, let's look through devices. Okay. BitLocker use system integrity check, blah blah blah. Removable drive. Startup key. If a device doesn't have a TPM, saving a startup key or a device mandatory while enabling. Oh, hold up, yo, this is an interesting thing. For BitLocker to use system integrity check provided by a TPM, the device must have a TPM 1.2 or later version. If a device doesn't have TPM, you can actually use it. So your motherboard doesn't have it. You can use startup key, like those encryption one key, encryption type keys for these. That's cool. So if you are like me who built your own computer and it doesn't have it, so startup key, that's actually cool. This is I'll send it so I don't forget. So much to learn in Himalaya. Dude, so true, man. So true. So much to learn from this hacking and like even just protecting myself. I can use. I know, like, I don't know if a lot of people know about this. There are some really good operating systems you should try in life. I have this in one of my drives. It's called, it's the one which was used by Edward Snowden. I forgot the name. Tails OS. Yeah, Cubes is now his latest one, but he used to use Tails OS at one point. And if you see, right, for people who don't know, you see this image, it's a pen drive. So the whole operating system runs in RAM. Nothing is stored on your device. So for security reasons, he used it, and you have to remember all your passwords here. No password manager, nothing. So have a look at this. It's painful to use, I agree. But depending on what you want to use, and like, there's always Tails OS. So it is hard to use, but it's very, very interesting. And Cubes is also a big one. And this is, I think, is used by Edward Snowden right now. Yeah. If you are serious about security, Cubes OS is the best operating system today. And this is what I use. And if you are into, like, you say you are in a country or you live in a country or area where freedom of speech is not that big of a thing, this is very good. Or you want to protect. When I use CubeOS, I feel like a god. Software thinks that it's in control, that it can do what it wants. It can't. I'm in control. So, and he's from Director of Information Security at the Intercept, advisor for DDoS secrets. As big people, Freedom of Press Foundation. So have a good look at this operating system too. These are big. Like, we should do one video. I think like that would be a good idea to like play around with these operating systems and see how they are, to teach people about this, right? Like that would be a good video to talk about. Okay. We are on task 9 though, right? Just remind me in the Discord if you guys can send me this future suggestions. Look at Cubes OS, use Tails OS. That'll be helpful. Okay. As per Microsoft, Volume Shadow Copy Service, VSS, coordinates the required actions to create a consistent shadow copy, also known as snapshot or point-in-time copy of the data that is backed up. Volume shadow copies are stored on the system volume information folder for each drive that that has protection enabled. In VSS is enabled. If VSS is enabled, system protection turned on, you can perform following tasks within advanced system settings. Create a restore point, refer to system restore, configure restore, all the. Let me give you exactly the idea what they are talking about, because I have done this. And it's called Time Machine in Windows, and here is VSS. What happens is, if you have used Git, right, we showed Git earlier, you have, let's say you are building your operating system, you have version 1.0, then you have version 1.1, 1.2, and let's say you have version 2.0. So in let's say you went to 2.0, you are currently here, this is your date, you want to go back to 1.0 because you're like, okay, some virus came, right, in your operating system. This is like operating system or data. Some virus came, or there was some important file back in this date, I deleted it accidentally. You can go back because it's a full-on snapshot of your data. Very good. Was useful for me at once, but I realized like too much to handle, so I stopped using it. But it's very good, honestly. It's very, very good. From a security perspective, malware writers know of this Windows feature and write code in their malware to look for these files and delete them, right? Ransomware, or even like Medusa. I don't know if you guys know about Medusa virus. Very popular recently, right? Medusa virus. Very popular recently, right? Some people have been hit. Computer. I have to type so much. Why? So stop ransomware, right? This used to like block all your data. All the encryption is gone, and this was, I believe, this was one of the files they hit. Doing so makes it possible to recover from ransomware attack unless you have an offline or offsite backup. If you wish to configure shadow copies within the attached virtual machine, see below. Configure shadow copies. This is disabled, so you need to enable here. If you wish to interact with hands-on VSS, I would suggest to day 23 of Advent of Cyber. Okay, I'll give you this, guys. Advent of Cyber is a try hacking thing. Let me turn this off. Day 23, they said. The Grinch strikes again. The mayhem at the Best Festival company continues. MacAger receives numerous emails and phone calls about possible ransomware attack affecting Windows. Is very complex operating system. If someone deep dive, like Windows is way more complicated than Linux. But I think Linux, that's why it has so many flavors, right? Windows has so many issues because it's so much complicated. Things are not like hacking is a thing easy for them. MacAger knows the endpoints to which infected with the malware don't have any backup copies, but luckily on his workstation he has backups enabled. Investigate the malware, restore the files in the original state. That's nice. So able to log in, blah blah blah. Trigger the action. VSS admin. List shadows and stuff. So they are going to do about Bitcoin address too. So this is interesting. Advent of Cyber day 23. And VSS, I think, what is the name? Visual, I don't know, shadow copies or something. Shadow copy services. Shadow copy service. I can never remember these like full. No? Oh no, it's not visual. It's volume. Okay. So let's do the conclusion, and this marks the end of our pre-security path. So in this room, we covered several built-in Windows security tools that ship with the Windows operating system to help keep the device protected. There is still so much to explain cover regarding Windows operating system. As mentioned in Windows Fundamentals 1, the content is aimed for those who wish to understand and use Windows operating system on a more comfortable level. Makes sense. I feel comfortable. Yes. To learn more about Windows operating system, you'll need to continue the journey. Further reading materials. So let's look at all these. Let me close everything else first. Credential Guard, Windows 10 Hello, CSO Online, the best new Windows 10 operating security features. Attackers use built-in Windows tool and utilities in an attempt to get undetected within the victim environment. This tactic is known as living off the land. Refer to the following resource here to learn more about this. This looks nice. Okay, let's do this and quickly look. Anti-malware scan interface. This, I believe we talked about this versatile interface standard that allows your application and services to integrate with any anti-malware product that present on a machine, provides enhanced malware protection for end user and their data and workloads. Nice. Configure credential guard. Describe how to credential guard using Windows Intune group policies. What is credential guard? Windows credential guard is enabled on default, so system administrators can explicitly enable and disable security guard credential guard using one of the methods. Okay. What is credential guard? Credential guard prevents credential theft attacks by protecting NTLM passwords. So this is what we learned, right? Game over. Let's do it. Yeah, we did it actually. Password hashes, Kerberos, living of the lands are the most difficult attacks to perform. They are complex, at least for me. No, 100%. It will be like able to use these services is interesting indeed. And this is what we did. Ticket granting tickets, right? And credentials stored on applications. This is a very important one. This is something I think we can read because we did fluffy, right? So this will be helpful for even me. So credential guard, configure Windows Hello. Windows Hello is a more personal or secure way to sign into your Windows device instead of password. Windows Hello. Oh, this is for facial, fingerprint and stuff. So biometrics. I don't think anybody is interested in that. Best new Windows 10 security features, improvements to Intune Windows Defender application security. 2021. Right? Windows 10 21 H1. So this is way CSO. Let's say what CSO online is. Oh, this is actually a good one. I like this. They're talking about smart patching takes the advantage. Okay. Yeah, vulnerable to row hammer attacks. Yo, I think we know what to look for next time for articles. This is big. This is beautiful. This is big. I like it. That's what she said. And with that being said, we completed our Windows Fundamentals Part 3 and our pre-security journey. A big thanks to everyone, right, for being part of this journey. It means a lot, right? It means a lot. So thank you so much. And let's see what all. So we completed our pre-security in every sense. Let's go back to our junior penetration test, right? That's the main goal. Cybersecurity 101. Probably I won't start with Cybersecurity 101. What I will do, because it's Tuesday, unfortunately, the journey never ends. Yeah, I think it's the journey should never end because that's the beautiful journey. That's the beauty about journey, but it's too much sometimes. So it's good to take some rest in the journey, right? Just look at the scenery once in a while. But yeah, I think I won't start with the Cybersecurity 101 yet. What I will be doing is I want to do one of the rooms which is about Windows, so we are able to at least try something. Type red, difficulty let's say easy, and I want to search Windows. If not, I will look at Reddit and other places where we can find something. Windows printer spooler vulnerability to elevate their privileges. Okay, this looks good. Let's keep an eye on this one. It's a easy 30-minute one, which is good. Look up boot to root machine. No. Billing Windows. That doesn't say Windows anywhere. Linux. Oh, there are tags. This one has Windows. This one has Windows. Oh, shit. So we'll take care of this. Nice. Okay. We have more Windows. I want some Windows, man. There should be advised on tag. We should be able to, do. AWS is there. Okay, so I think like this is what we will be starting with, lads. Oh, they have Oracle, artificial intelligence. They have some AI related stuff, which is good to know. Even though not like hack the box, which is way more better, I guess. Okay. Windows. Okay, so this is Blueprint. Windows Sticker Shop, Anthem. Okay, all right. So we have choices between Blueprint. I can terminate this. We have choices between Blueprint and Anthem and one more. So I will look into which what they talk about. What is a beginner? This is our beginner friendly. So probably we'll do this, and we'll do 2 at least this week before going into more of learning. But yeah, for now that's all, lads. Thank you so much for joining this journey. Right, it means a lot to me. And yeah, just for all the messages, every single thing. Thank you, big time. Thank you, Rabbit. Thank you so much, Ghost. Thank you, Hyperion. Thank you, Panda. All of you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. If you like, just provide other people information too. That's all I want, right? I won't ask for other things. I just want you to make education free for everyone, right? By teaching everyone, right? Help somebody and make sure other people join the Discord, right? And do help each other. That's all. I guess that's all I have. And thank you for sharing the Discord. I'll share the Discord here. And remember to look through the Reddit as well for all this. But yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you tomorrow. And I'll let you know in Discord which one I will be doing. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Have a good night. And I will see you tomorrow. Like usual, the hacker that cannot be censored, no matter how many times I break the law. No, don't break the law. No matter how many times I break the rules of social media. Thank you. Have a good one. And bye. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.